What is up, team? Welcome back to the Red Storm Rapid Reaction Podcast. I'm Pat Kane, and St. John's finally gets the monkey off its back, gets a much needed win against Providence at the Garden, 73 to 68. Did it have a little bit of an eerie feeling like similar losses we've had earlier this year where we were up big early and just couldn't hold on? Absolutely. But the results today were on the positive side. All right. So there's no sense being dour after a St. John's win, as meaningless as this may be for our, end of season report card. All right. You still got to feel good for these kids. They played really well today. They beat a Providence team that's, ranked in the top 25 in the country. It's having a really nice year. Had hopes going into today's game against St. John's to win the Big East outright. We hurt those chances. So credit to St. John's, credit to the kids. They came out early. Providence was kind of deflated, it seemed, in the first half, and St. John's took advantage. They got out to a 16-point first half lead, but it quickly evaporated. Some rushed shots, I'd say, were the biggest culprit, which Providence quickly turned into baskets on the other end, and then big discrepancy on the boards in the first half let Providence sneak back into the game. And before you know it, that 16-point lead was, I believe, tied at one point. We went in a half with a 2-point lead. Providence did have 16 second chance points in the first half to our 0. So that kind of told a story of where each team was getting it. There was a stretch where we made 8 straight field goals inside the paint or inside the arc. So we were really rolling offensively for a while to help build that lead. And of course, you see numbers like that, and that's not sustainable. And once we fell into a little bit of a lull and we allowed ourselves to take bad shots, had a few mental lapses, Providence being the good team that they are, Cooley being the good coach he is, they worked their way back in it. But credit to St. John's for not folding once they came up and met our level of intensity, our level of play. We were able to, ground ourselves, reevaluate what was working, and continue to give Providence a much needed beating in the second half. We'll start with AJ Storr. Freshman again had a really good game. Big game on the boards for him. Had 5 rebounds to go along with his nice game scoring. Only hit 1 3. Had 5 other baskets. So six made shots for AJ, and only one of them was a 3. That's good to see. He had a big and one mid range pull up in the second half. He had a highlight reel. I'm sure we'll see it a bunch of times. Alley-oop finish in the first half from Posh, an and one finish as well. Huge sign of athleticism there. Went up, grabbed it, finished it while getting hit. I don't believe he made the free throw there, but still, heck, can't be perfect, AJ. So there's still some stuff to work on there. But another huge game by him. 30 minutes out of him, and was, if not the biggest reason, one of the biggest reasons why we were able to play so well today. His other freshman partner out there, Kobe King, had a good game. Hit a 3 in the first half, had a really tremendous drive and finish on the baseline in the second half where we hung up in the air and finished through contact. I continue to say he is extremely tough and physical, and for a kid as slight as he is, he really fights in the paint. He had a couple big 50-50 grabs in the second half. A rebound comes to mind, and he's fearless inside. I do think, within all things considered athletically, quickness within a few feet, vertical leap, side-to-side lateral quickness. I think he is the best total athlete on the team. Storr might be better in the open court, really, with a running start, jumping. Posh is an electric athlete, but I think King kind of has the total package there. As his skills continue to develop, I think we got a piece on this team moving forward. And there's no reason to think his minutes allocation should not continue to go up, especially if we have some wobbly footing with Curbelo the rest of the way, and it seems to be the case with him. Wusu played another good game. Well, let's start with Posh, who in Curbelo's absence played an absolutely brilliant floor game, 9 assists, was in total control, got guys in the right spots. Didn't have a perfect game in his part scoring the basketball, but was totally in control, ran the ship, steered the ship in the way we needed to be steered, played good defense, was a leader out there. He redeemed himself from that backwards or behind the back pass mishap against Butler with a beautiful behind the back pass, this time a necessary behind the back pass. The only way to get him there on that loose ball, scramble offensive rebound. Only way to get it to Soriano the way he did was to throw that behind the back pass, and that was really the play that stamped our win. I thought it gave us a 10-point lead in the second half. If you guys don't remember it, there was like a missed shot by St. John's and a fight for an offensive rebound, and then Providence went to outlet it, and Posh was right there to grab it at the last second. And as he grabbed it, he swung it behind his back to Soriano, who was there waiting in the paint for a big two-handed slam, and that I think that put us up 8. So it was a huge momentum play there, and just another play that kind of epitomizes the type of player that Posh is, making those tough, hard-nosed, scrappy plays, seemingly at the right time. So good bounce back game from him, good leadership game from him. He needs to get the ball in his hands going forward as the point guard to finish the season out strong. Soriano, another double-double. Wusu, like I said, played pretty well. He did have 4 made free throws in the second half. That shouldn't go unnoticed. 4 for 4. 2 of those were in a one-on-one when Providence was challenging us. So credit to our team making free throws tonight. Credit for those guys, and a huge. I am disappointed in myself for taking this long to say it. A big credit to David Jones. Going through what he did, losing his father recently, and then coming back tonight and playing a big role in this win. 15 points. I believe Zach Braziller said he was a +8 overall. Don't quote me on that. He had a very high plus-minus rating on the team. Highest on the team. I forget exactly what it was. I thought he said +8, but Jones was a big part for us scoring points and on the board tonight. Didn't have the most efficient shooting night, but a lot of those were shots we needed him to get, because our offense gets stagnant, and he's one of the few guys who can create something for himself. It's not always pretty, but we've seen, unfortunately, what we have to rely on, and this, I don't want to speak poorly about anything tonight. After a nice win, let's try to remain positive. But there are times when, because of our lack of offensive structure, guys are forced to put up tough shots late in the shot clock to add to already, sometimes lackluster shooting selection to begin with. So you add in some shots in the shot clock that you're forced to take to some poor shot selections early in the shot clock, and a lot of times you'll have a poor shooting night. So it's a combination of those things that keep guys, like Jones' shooting percentage down, Wusu's shooting percentage down. Pinzone didn't play in the second half much that I recall. He had a few good passes in the first half, 2 assists stand out, but he did get beat defensively, getting back late. And, with Storr and Wusu both playing well offensively, and King providing the minutes he had, Coach Anderson didn't feel the need to go back to him. I will say, and I'm sure Cole's, my good buddy Cole, you guys know, he's been on here a few times. We'll shout out the whole Omar Stanley courtesy start again. That's still a tradition. I thought he played well in the minutes he got. Started the first half, did not start the second half. Not sure he played in the second half. And I know it's a tough fit because Soriano is, our best player, and to play the two of them together is pretty unconventional in the way people play these days. To have 2 interior guys on the floor, and Stanley, he's not incapable of dribbling and doing some dribble handoffs or like some small tasks with the ball, but he doesn't stretch the court as a shooter whatsoever. So it is tough, but I still think you got to find that kid minutes. He plays good defense. He works his ass off. He gets rebounds. And if you could find a way to get creative, whether he's at the small ball 5 for stretches or to get creative with some high-low stuff between him and Soriano, even giving Stanley some opportunities to post up in front of the rim instead of always being the big up top. But nonetheless, he again didn't get many minutes in the second half. I'm not sure what that means or what Coach Anderson's thoughts are of him moving forward, but it doesn't seem to be increasing in role as the season goes along. Let's take a look at the box score. 73-68, mostly green tonight. We're staying on the positive side. Storr, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 6 for 11 from the field, 30 minutes. Really good game from him. Off the bench, Jones actually had 16 points to lead us. Sorry for missing a point there, David. 16 points on 6 of 17 shooting, 7 rebounds. Wusu, 13 points, third on the team in scoring tonight, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. So good all-around game from Dylan. Soriano, another double-double, 10 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks. 4 for 8 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Posh, 10 points, 9 assists, just a 1 assist short of a double-double. That would have been nice to see. No steals, Posh. What the heck? I kid. I kid. Pinzone, no points off the bench. NY, no points on the bench. Traore had a dunk in the first half. Nice little couple minutes there by Drissa. And King, 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. God bless me. Can you say that about yourself? And 1 block from King in limited minutes. Again, really tough minutes there. Good athlete, good looking game from King. Team stats, mostly green. Providence only shot 33% from the field. Give credit to our defense. Aside from giving up, as you see down there, 20 offensive rebounds. I think on the defensive end, we were pretty solid tonight. Couple things in the first half. I would just remember saying out loud, writing down some things. Wusu, one of my guy who I'm always, championing for. Well, excuse me, is campaigning and championing for. I combined there. Has just been poor defensively lately. If it's not a deflection or a steal or rebound, which he's still getting, if it's keeping a guy in front of him, putting in the extra effort to just play solid defense, he's been lacking. It's almost like he doesn't feel motivated or the need to play solid defense because he knows he's going to get his minutes, and it sucks to see because he's a really talented defender, and in the past he's been one of our best defenders. He still gets those highlight stuff that makes it seem like he's playing good defense, like a deflection or a steal at the right time, but he's not putting the effort in keeping guys in front of him. He's not putting the effort in really being a solid team defender that he usually does. That's just what I noticed in the first half. Felt like mentioning it because I always seem to be up here defending him from critics just because I believe he gets overly criticized, not because I think he's a fantastic player, but defensively, I think he has been lackluster lately. I wanted to point that out. Um, but other than that, guys, I think this was a good thing to see. It doesn't change much of the big picture moving forward. St. John's would legitimately have to win every game in the rest of the season, then have a good showing in the Big East tournament to make the NCAA tournament. That's very, very unlikely, extremely unlikely. No sense in even talking about it. What you can do is go beat DePaul at DePaul, or is it Georgetown we played next? It's one of those two teams on the road. I think it's DePaul. You beat them, continue the momentum, get it building positively, make your kids feel good, and then just finish the season strong. Go from there. I don't think that, aside from doing what I said earlier, miraculously winning out and making the NCAA tournament, there's no way you can look at the season as a success. Too much talent coming in the year, too much talk about that talent, especially coming on the heels of last year's disappointment. It was NCAA tournament or bust. So that's still the goal, and it's near impossible for that to happen. So save face, continue to play hard, get some wins for the kids who continue to play hard, and give this program some positive press and momentum going forward. That's all you can ask for, unfortunately. Aside from that, we'll have to wait to see how the cards shuffle up and the deck is laid out going into 2023-24. But until then, I'm going to be here after every game like I always am, rooting these damn kids on. For Boo Harvey, this has been Pat Kane, the Red Storm Raptor Reaction Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Peace.